But that's like kind of I think Muzzy and Tunset just like kind of like get together and do like stupid shit like that and then get a bit fucked.
That's
together.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's
Serious problems.
Yo, Jamie, what's your scariest problem?
oh, my scariest problem is that our guests just making us look so bad in April. Like we were just up for chilling and the dude's just like training so much that makes us look really like weak.
Like, first of all, that's a lie. You were not up for chilling, mate. You trained to fuck them as well. Second of all,
Yeah, right. Okay, I trained a fuck ton, but I still looked really bad compared to our guests, though.
yeah, it's like I just saw all the Strava posts he did when I was on vacation in Sri Lanka. It just made me feel a bit bad about myself because the guy just goes on vacation, smashes races, running races, comes back, gets sick, wants to do body first, has to drop it, and just like drops 100k after 100k after 100k after 8 hours of ski touring, after 17 hours of not sleeping, after sleep is for pussies, after 400k, after 17,000k. It's unreal.
But
This was a bit over exaggerated, probably.
introduce him. He's an Estonian skier that studied in the US for a few years, then decided instead of going back to Estonia because Estonia's shit, decided to go to Norway to try and become good at skiing. And you got your best result a couple of years ago, 20th, if I'm not wrong. Alvar
That's
Alev.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Ruka, even, where I would say the competitive level is, or I feel the average level is the highest in Ruka of the year. Everybody's there, like everybody's at the top of their game. And you had your best result there, which says a lot about how high your level can be.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the podcast, first of all. But I disagree with the Ruka part maybe a bit.
Do you?
Yeah, I think like some people are still coming there with high training and.
But do you not
maybe on
think
top
they're
shape.
good maybe even because of that?
I disagree entirely with you, Alvar. We've already had this
We actually
discussion
had
a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
and I think Ruka is definitely when people in the best shape.
Yeah, I feel so
Yeah,
too.
it could be, but also like on the other side is for us Estonians, it's just the easiest workup usually as well because we have been to Monia, which is like a couple of hours drive away. We've been there like 3 weeks testing skis, like used to the climate. When you guys get there, you complain how cold it is, minus 15 degrees, and we have been skiing in minus 25. Then I think it's just the setup, and we have usually most wax decks there, and yeah, there's many things that come into play as well, but. Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone is on top of their game there yet.
Definitely.
I 100% think that everybody's at the top of their game in Ruka.
And usually it's also the World Cup that where there's the most people participating.
Yeah.
That might be correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, I was talking about the top of their game. I remember the year I was training with, the first year I was training with you guys, with GB. I think actually the first conversation I had about joining you for training was with both Jostein Vinjerøy and Hans Christian Stadheim, who are both were both the coaches at the time. And the one thing that Stadheim told me was like, oh, just make sure you start the season in top shape because then it'll just take away doubt if you're like, because like if you're not good, like even if you planned on peaking later, if you're shit, you're gonna have doubt. So if you just start on a good level, if you just start in shape and you get good results from the start, you won't doubt. And it's probably easier to keep shape than to get shape.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like when things don't go right, it's so easy to do some like crazy shit.
Yeah, I think the confidence part is pretty important at that point as well. And like if you kind of mess up the first weekend and somehow the second weekend is not going well as well, then quite often it's just like 3 weekends in the first part of season, and then you just put the pressure on yourself, and I think it can backfire a bit as well there.
Right. I got a question because Austrian skiing and Estonian skiing do share the same ugly page in skiing history. 27, I think, February in 2019. Where are you? What are you doing?
This is actually a funny story. I was in the US studying there, skiing.
Oh, you were in the US already
Correct.
in 2019?
Yeah, that was my second year there. And this is actually a good story. I woke up. We had like training at 7:30 in the morning, I think, or maybe even 7, because it was like skiing. Then we left quite early, whatever. And then woke up, went to brush my teeth, and I see a friend of mine calling, Norwegian guy on the team, and I'm like, why is he calling? Like, okay, asking about training or something. And then he's like, wait, mate, have you read the news? I was like, yeah, what's happening? Or I haven't read, but what's happening? It's like 3 Estonians, Poltoranin, 2 Austrians, or can't exactly remember the number, but whatever, have been caught for doping in Seefeld. And I'm like, wait, who are the Estonians? And then he's like listing down the names. And then I'm like, my question that he still reminds me is like, what I asked him was like, wait, is this a dream? Am I still sleeping or am I awake? And then he was like, no, this is actual shit. And then I'm like opening news while I'm on the call. I'm like, what the hell? And then went to the ski building where we started trainings. And then I think some people already had heard. And then it was like, everyone's like, what the hell is happening in Seefeld? And then, it was just like, I couldn't believe my ears and eyes when I was reading and hearing this.
Did you get like, what was the feeling? Were you angry? Were you like scared about what the future could be? Or were you like, because you were in the US at the time, you were saying, which is basically, or not basically, but quite often skiers that are like, right, stupidly set, kind of done with skiing, and I'll just enjoy my life there for a bit. Where was it like, oh, I don't care so much because I'll do my thing anyway there, and then
like, first of all, it was shocking because like EPO, that's like hiding from all other teammates. This is like effort, and talking to other guys afterwards as well, that it was like, you can put the picture together. Okay, maybe it made sense somewhere there. They live separately and so on. But it was still like out of blue. And then I think about like training or my current situation, I wasn't that worried because I was really, really happy being in the US. And I was like coming back, like side stories, like probably my best decision I've ever made in my life going to the US actually, because that's why I'm probably here as well. And anyways, I think like after a while, I just realized actually like, because I was like, I knew that I wasn't happy with the training system in Estonia anyways. And then that kind of opened the doors of doing something entirely on my own. Because with the team, like you could do your own thing, but it's still like you're gonna end up being like left out from workups, or you're like not on the first pick for the coaches and so on. But that kind of like, I think it opened doors for like doing something on your own. Obviously, the finances, the reputation of the ski federation, everything was like absolutely destroyed. And like even coming to Norway, it was like I talked to like plenty of teams, and it was like straight out some teams that said like, yeah, well, the history of the Estonian skiing, I don't think we're gonna like take you on the team. And
that's funny. That's a bit like the double standards that we were talking about the other day in the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. The other day we had a podcast with Lukas Milkanic, and then we were talking about double standards, especially in Norway when it comes to doping shit. It's I was saying, I still get messages that people are, oh yeah, you're Austrian, so you must be doping. And then there is Joao, who's been caught for doping, who's been banned for doping, makes a comeback, and she's like celebrated as the queen of skiing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are like fully aware of what you say.
Yeah, but actually going back to the doping, so it was Karel Tamiarev, Anders Verpalu, and who was the third one?
Algo Karp.
What?
Algo Karp. He wasn't at the World Champs.
Okay, is that one word or 2 words?
There's two, first name and last name. Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is that he has had some good results. He's been like top 15 in Holmenkollen 50 and or Estonian terms, good results. He wasn't at the World Champs, and I think he struggled the last couple of seasons anyways, and he was, I think, pretty much done with skiing. And he came up, actually, he didn't get caught, but he just confessed himself afterwards.
Okay, yeah. But Anders Verpalu.
Andreas,
Andreas.
Andreas.
Anders is the father.
No, Anders is the younger brother.
Oh my god, fucking Estonian
Yeah.
with names. Seriously, I'm gonna talk about this after. But so Andreas,
Yeah.
he was second last on the
So
ski
I
outlines.
think might be true. Yeah.
Fuck, imagine doping and still being shit.
This,
That was like,
this-
how it's just not worth it. What the like?
coming back what you talked about or like mentioned this, I kind of like was done with the Estonian training system. That like says so much about it, how bad it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
and how how it didn't work at all. To be
Yeah.
simple, if you're like doping and being second to last, then
Maybe this is actually a good thing to jump in on because you're from Estonia, you've grown up in Estonia. Then at some point you were like, oh fuck this, and I'll go to the US, study there. Boulder,
Boulder, yeah.
Boulder, and then after Boulder, you're somehow decided that you're still not fed up skiing, and you'll go to Norway, move to Norway, and see what skiing's like there, and try to become good last time. Maybe guide us through the whole process of being a young Estonian skier that's probably realizing at some point that he's not going to reach his dreams the way he's working right now, because otherwise I'm not doing like a drastic change to go to the US, because that is quite a drastic change. And then guide us through that.
I think it's a pretty long story. I will try to keep it short, but so I think I was like decent in junior years, and then like 20 to 23 U23 years I was pretty bad. I did not get any better, rather worse. Training in Estonia, I was like, it's kind of like brainwashed that you don't like, you just see the one system that you train with and you don't think about there's any other training systems. And then the US kind of started like being an option, and I wasn't like still sure that I want to go there. And then after a while, like I actually missed or like not missed but failed an English test as well at one time, because I wasn't like really preparing for it, and I focused on other tests. I did like well there, but so I I was supposed to go in January, and then I like once failing it, I was like, oh, actually I can't just like fail it. I just actually want to go now. But I was like quite old already, because you have like
How old were you at the time?
I was 23 actually when I started there, and that's quite old. That's when people like US people graduate already. And then I got the opportunity again after a season, and I was like, okay, then I'm actually gonna go for it. I want to go now.
How did you get in touch with like?
Because the head coach of the Nordic team, or now the whole team, is Estonian. Yeah, so it was like a little connection there. And then
There's like Estonian skiers. They're like everywhere except in Estonia. They're like half the wax techs in the
no more of the like more
like
than half. Part.
so many wax techs
Yeah.
are Estonian in every single team. But it's just, and then it seems like there's not that many Estonian actual skiers.
Yeah, we're like the top level is bad, but like we have ski culture, and we have still like amateur skiers that are very good, but we just lack of top skiers.
But you're like one of the few that actually managed to go to the US and then come back better.
Yeah, I think like it just comes down to how bad I was before, maybe.
But did you, when you went to the US, you like had the goal like, okay, I'm gonna really like be professional? Because lots of people just, like you said, Mika, lots of people, especially from the Alps and like Norway, they just go to US because it's like kind of because they feel like they will never have the opportunity in their country to be good, so they just have this pre-retirement thing.
No, for me, I was always keen on being a good skier. I just lacked of knowledge and kind of the opportunity to, or kind of the surrounding and culture around me that can make me better. And then in the US, it was like plenty of Norwegians on the team. And the training system there is also like way more like similar to Norway than it is to Estonian training system. So I kind of like got used to a new training system. I had quite good first year. I won some races, and then because I only got 1 year of eligibility first because of my age, and then we managed to get one more since I had been in the military, and there's so many rules that you can get years back. So I like managed to get another year as well. And then it was like okay season, not the best. I was hoping for more. And then yeah, after that, I actually had 1 year in between moving to Norway. I had in Estonia. I was like, okay, now I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm going to transfer to school in Estonia, which I did, and eventually graduated as well. And then I think actually the Norway part, you know where it started, like the first idea put in my head, Jimmy. It was the Sweden-Norway ski tour.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember me there,
Yeah,
but
for
like
sure, yeah.
this one Estonian guy hanging out alone there, and then
But we felt a bit sorry for him, so we were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because he was by himself, we were like, oh yeah, come and have food
Yeah,
with
yeah.
us, and like come and
I think like Muzzy and Youngie were like first one. Yeah, just sit with us, and then just got into conversation with Hans Christian Stadheim, and then he was like, Youngie had a very good season, and then he was like telling like so many good like stories about testing and like what
Yeah.
they have done like to just become better, like to put it simple. And then like that was a good idea. Maybe I should try something as well, because I had like lots of friends in Norway and good connection. And then it was the COVID spring. I was in the US, and that's where it actually got started. I was like, okay, what are the options? Asking Norwegian ski clubs and so on. We listed down like potentially like what could work for me in Oslo. I think Oslo was the only realistic, since I knew people there. And then Hemming was the one that was very open and willing to take me on team, and it was Team Obus then as well. And
But-
that was a very quick decision for me actually. Once the snowball started rolling there.
none of your Norwegian friends that came back from Boulder, none of them continued skiing.
No, I don't think so.
that's
Not
kind of-
on my
that's kind
team,
of-
yeah.
Kind of what I was saying. Lots of people just
Yeah.
go there and
But-
have a good time and then
It's just
come back.
for them it's a bit different if you're Norwegian, and it's
Yeah. For sure.
so
Yeah,
hard
but
to make
like even
them-
Austrians, like I know quite a few Austrians that went to the US. Look at the guy that used to be a racing boss at Atomic, Peter Landl, and
Bernard Flash.
Bernhard Flashberger and Sophie Schimpel. Like they were all in the US, and or was it Sophie Schimpel? I'm actually not sure. I think
But also the
Might have been
federations,
somebody else.
federations sometimes they don't want to select people that have gone to the US for like OPAs and World Cups after, like they kind of feel like, okay, this guy's not so serious.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem with the Estonian Federation, because
Yeah.
we lack skiers anyways. But
Yeah.
it actually has been a bit the case as well, but it's definitely on a different scale.
So what are the biggest difference between Estonia, US and Norway then?
I think like the difference between the US and Norway isn't that big. It just comes to like professionalism. And in the US, you just you do school every day. It's everything is built around the school.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference. The training like philosophy is kind of the same. Obviously, you can't do that many hours, but you focus on the intensity and the interval sessions, because you always have like set days in a week that you have team sessions, and most of them are like intervals or speed sessions or like some quality. In Estonia, I think it was just like very little intensity. Like didn't train too much, quite little, I would say, and it was like kind of like medium hard. Like it was always has to be hard, but it wasn't like race speed hard. It was just like you have to make everything tough, I felt like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
But okay, talking about crazy Estonian stuff. What's
can
up?
I hop in on the Estonian training thing? Because
Okay,
it
yeah,
is-
go for it.
I just feel so relatable.
Yeah, I know. I actually knew that you're gonna mention that now.
It's I feel in basically like in any sport in basically any country, people are like afraid that they train too little, that they like don't work hard enough to like reach their goals and reach their dreams. Like I feel like Austria, and it sounds to me a lot that Estonia is the same. In Austria, we worry about not training too much and not train too hard because you might get overtrained, and it's like yes, there's like referring to the podcast with Lucas, there's risks in training as well. Training is risk management, but like if you look at any world-class athlete, I've never heard a story. I'm gonna make one exception. Exception, Finn Hagen Krog. But like, I've never heard anybody else being like, "Oh, I was so good because I trained so little and I didn't train hard at all."
Yeah, like we talked about as well, like basically just if you take like the easiest value, like numbers of hours per year as well, like top 10 in the world, they still train quite a bit. And like if I compare Estonian like skiers, then it's quite a like many percentages less of training, less intensity. Like
Yeah.
I like what I did as well. It was just like so far from the
I
top
think
10.
if you look at the top 10 overall World Cup now, Paul Goldberg is probably the guy that trains least, like in total amount of hours.
But
And
he
I
has
think
also
he still
probably trained-
trained, and I think he still trained like 850 hours or something.
Yeah,
I've
and
heard.
think about how many years of like good training he has put in already.
Yeah, so it's like in any country they're just like, oh, like, oh, I'm a bit worried I didn't train hard enough and didn't work like enough in like volume and shit. And in our countries they're just like, oh, make sure you don't work too hard. Make sure
Yeah.
you don't train too
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
That's
So
the case.
dangerous.
But I mean, they do that a bit in Norway as well. They're like, oh, eat as much sweet
But
as
not-
possible and make sure you don't train too much.
Yeah, but who of the people in Norway that say that do become good? Like the good ones,
Yeah, for sure.
they don't do that.
But that's also Karel Tamirev, or whatever his name
Yeah.
is. He was, he said something like that after when he did a podcast after he was caught for doping. He said, "Oh yeah, I was just doping so I could do a bit less training, like
I
work."
can't remember that.
Work. He said something along the lines as, he was doping and then it just made that he just could do a bit less training and then still be quite good.
I can't remember that, but I remember like what he said, that it was just like he was the best distance skier, and his idea, or like he was hoping that like his good results can just like carry the ski federation a bit, that
Yeah.
like the younger skiers can come in the picture as well. And I can't remember that interview that well, but it was the faster skier interview. you're referring to,
For
right?
sure. Yeah, it was all.
but like
I
if-
listened to it ages ago.
But
as
if you
well.
try to justify doping by saying, "Oh, I hope that my results can carry the federation and make it good for younger skiers," that's
So
just the
selfless.
weakest fucking.
I can't remember exactly, but it, like yeah.
Wow, he was so. That dude was so selfless.
Yeah,
Fucking
he
hell.
was actually a role model for the
Yeah,
rest of us.
actually, he was. Oh,
It's
I feel for
unreal.
you.
Does he not feel bad when he says shit like that? It's like
Nah, I
in
actually think-
Austria, people think like they always talk in newspapers and shit about the doping trap. Oh, somebody tapped into the doping trap. It's not a fucking trap. It's like a choice you make. It's like it's a choice for Teresa Johaug to put that lip cream that had the word doping on it on her lips. It's
Yeah.
a choice of Max Hauke to put the needle in his arm. It's a choice of Karel Tamjarv to use EPO. It's not a trap.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, but like, I do sort of understand when you grow up in a system where everyone is saying, "Oh, everybody's doping," and like all the Norwegians, they're all doping. If you grow up in a system like that and you just think, "Oh, it's the only way to go," and like, this is from what I've understood talking to you, is like the system kind of makes you feel like, oh, it's actually okay to dope because everyone is doing it, right?
Yeah, we have talked about this, and I think like the thing is just like it's like always justified. The bad results that they have a way better like medical support and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
on.
yeah,
It's just like you hear it everywhere, and I still hear it, and I get so pissed about it because like my results are not good, but like coming from like max, like at my best from 60th in World Cup to 20th with just like putting a good training in, it's like good progress that like people can like actually see that like it is possible if you're more talented, better trained in the early ages, like done a better job in the junior years, then it is possible. That should like clearly indicate that it's training that makes you better, not just like rely the bad results on we don't dope, or like everyone else is doping.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like the sense that you get everywhere, that kind of Eastern European culture.
It's a
I think.
victim's role. It's what they do. It's a victim's role. Like, oh, I'm shit because they are betraying me. I don't have what I want in my life because they are taking it from me. Not because I don't work hard enough. Not because I'm not putting in the effort that I should put in. it's just those people just put themselves in like a victim's role.
But what about Estonia and also Austria? Why not? The federations are clean now.
Yes, and now it's like entirely different head,
Leadership,
or
yeah.
the board and everything. I have very, very high belief that it is clean.
Yeah.
I've always had a bit of a struggle in saying like, oh, it's federations that are like behind the doping and shit, because it's like by saying the federation, you always just attack like a whole organization.
Of course.
When it's just like probably in most cases just a very small group of people that are like in the wrong positions at times.
But I think I honestly think that anyone who's doping cannot do it just by themselves.
No, I agree.
It needs to
100%.
be a crazy like organization, because like we get fucking tested all the time
Tell
by
you what's
anti-doping.
wild.
So it's like, but let me
Talking
finish.
about-
So what I'm saying is that it has to be rooted in the federation to get the opportunity to start doping. You can't just decide one morning I'm going to dope and then do everything yourself. So that's why I ask about the federation, because I really think that's rooted in. But maybe it's been rooted out now.
Exactly. What you're saying is that the important note, it wasn't the Estonian Federation actually that was included in the doping. It was the private team that we had pretty much like in
Hanya.
charge.
Yeah.
Team Hanya, yeah, that was in charge of like pretty much skiing in Estonia, because the federation, like the team had most of the, or like almost all of the best skiers we had. And it was kind of like the pyramid as well, that like we had Alexei Poltoranin training with the Estonians. He was like the top of the pyramid. And then it was like the next layer kind of was the Estonians, 3 Estonians that were doping. Then it was the third layer, I would say.
Was
like,
Poltoranin in Team Hanya?
yeah.
Yeah.
He lived in Estonia as well for like 2
Oh, I
years or
didn't know
something,
that.
or even longer. Oh, way longer. But anyways, yeah, I think then it was like, I would call it like a third layer was like best Estonian skiers that like got some attention, but like I was out of the like doping scheme. And then it was the fourth layer, like me and all our guys who just no one cared about, called talentless skiers. And just like you have to form a team, you have to have members, because I think we have like 10 members or like 10 skiers on the team probably. And it was kind of like, yeah. Everything was built around Poltoranin, and then those 3 Estonians, I would say.
Hopping
Doping.
onto the thing that you were just saying, and I'm actually gonna fucking call out like the Austrian anti-doping agency and FIS as well, because FIS is given like how do you say? They tell WADA, they tell like the doping authorities to test athletes. Like if you have a skier that comes from Austria with all the history that they have, and he suddenly starts to be good and get like World Cup podiums and stuff, like you probably want to test him and shit. I haven't been tested since the Tour de Ski.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I haven't been tested since the Tour de Ski. It's unreal.
Yeah, that's actually
that's actually unreal, because you got podium after the ski.
I got a podium in Canmore,
Yeah.
and I just like they probably can't be bothered coming around here.
Oh, that's not.
I think I've been tested just a handful of times over 2 years, and every testing has been. I think I got 3 testings within like 2 weeks after Ruka last year, and then I think this year I had like 1 or 2 because I raced quite shit.
Tell you what was funny. Andrew Young, there was so like last year I think he didn't have like such a great season. And then we were both in Livigno at the same time, and I got tested, but he didn't get tested. We were not in the same hotel. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm almost a bit pissed at UK anti-doping because they don't test me anymore. What the fuck?" And it was like getting pissed at it because he didn't get tested. And even though I would get tested, but they just couldn't be bothered with him.
It's kind of a realization that you know that you have raced poorly. Huh?
Yeah.
At least for me, it was this year that I didn't get tested, because every time I got tested, I had a good race. This
Yeah.
year it didn't happen that often. Testing, which means racing well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So talking about crazy Estonian things, what is up with names in Estonia? Because there's these 2 girls that are doing pretty good actually in the World Cup this year, and they're twins,
Yeah, let's
they
see
call-
if you get them right.
Kaidi and Katie.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and then I was telling Alva, I was like, "What the fuck? You need to be absolutely nuts if you're like your parents and you give two names like that's so similar.
Two
And then
twins.
two twins that like look alike and then sound alike. And then Alvar was like, oh yeah, I have twins, and they called Mary
I
and
have twin
Mari.
sisters. So let's be clear here.
Yeah. You have twin sisters. Yeah.
Not that I have twins.
You don't have a twin, but what are they called?
Merli and Meril.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then you can go even further. Then you have like the Verpalu family, and you have Andrus, Andreas, and Anders.
And Andorres.
And Anders. What the actual fuck?
You guys are like, do you just like run out of ideas for name, or like what
It's
is?
kind of traditional thing.
To name everybody in the family the same.
No, or like some kind of system or.
Yeah, but at least if it was just like Junior, like George Bush Jr.
Yeah.
or like Petter Northug Jr. Yeah, but like this is just so confusing.
Yeah, for you guys for sure, but Estonian that's like different names, and you make the difference.
Yeah, so
right away.
but like, was there never any confusion between Marley and Maril?
That wasn't entirely correct, but
Yeah.
but, yeah, no, I don't think there is. Or like if you say it fast, maybe, yeah, but yeah, it's quite typical, maybe, yeah, in Estonia, as you started with the weird Estonian thing.
Yeah.
But what's up with like Estonians, first of all, being the best wax techs in the world?
Well, yeah, that's a false statement, then.
Yeah, but like,
Because you've had a Estonian wax tech this year.
yeah, we got like, or like we basically just bought the wax tag of the Finns because we didn't have any wax tags, and then we were just like, oh, we got a bit of money. You know what? Let's just
But freaking good
Very
investment,
good
huh?
good investment, very good investment, and he was being a legend and took his son with him, and now we have Are and Andre,
Yeah.
and then you have like in the US team you have Karel and this other guy,
Like, yeah.
and then in the Finnish team you have a couple Estonians.
And now it's just one left, yeah, because you bought the other one.
But
Like,
But there's more, or it used to be like a couple of years ago, it was like way more, but now they have switched biathlon and so on.
and then you're gonna be the next wax tech because you basically live in our basement where we have like our waxing room. Like every time I come down to pick up some skis or to pick up something there, you're just standing down there
but-
scraping skis or like doing waxing skis.
okay, we have not talked together with Mika, but I said the same thing to you the other day. I was like, I went into the ski room and I was like, fuck, do you live here, Alvar? Do you
Yeah, but this is actually insane coincidence because I'm not there at all, and every time I'm there, you guys walk in. I think it's just like the peak time or rush hour there.
Yeah. But what, you learned some Estonian words.
Perreses.
That's a good one, yeah.
Kuidas läheb?
Yeah, that's a nice
Hästi.
one.
Kuidas sinul?
Yeah.
Perreses.
Is there any that we can translate, or is it not proper enough?
I think kuidas läheb, that's like,
That's how you're doing.
and hästi.
It's doing well. Good.
Kuidas sinul?
Yeah. How about you?
Perreses.
You're so good.
That's
Maybe
yeah.
not proper.
That's like fucked. Yeah. Or like
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's not so bad.
shit.
Okay.
How's your Estonian, Jimmy?
Non-existent.
You just heard some phrases now and learned.
Yeah. He's standing in front of me. That's my Estonian.
Right, let's actually hop into a different topic because Alvar, you're a freaking tank. I don't know, and I don't know anybody that's trained like more in April, or at least like in the second bit of April than you have. Just like smashing like consecutive 100k skis. To then go ski touring for the first time in your life, where you're like basically,
Not the first time, but I see what you mean. Very inexperienced still. Yeah.
but like where you're like basically cooked after 20 minutes because I saw you and you did not look fresh up there.
That was definitely a tougher start than like going 100k on skis.
And then you just like camp after 3.5 or like a 4-hour ski tour, then smash out an 8-hour ski tour, and then come back to ski like 100k again the next day. It's like, how do you manage?
I think it's just fun. Like it's more like
Just a nerd.
that's true as well, probably. But it's just I think more it's a mental thing as well. It's like I didn't get like that tired that I have to drag myself out or I'm just like,
The dude doesn't sleep as well. Like I was driving my girlfriend to the train station the other day, and it was at 6, and I knew that Alvar was gonna get up early to do like some skiing. Like I think he wanted to do 150k that day, so I was like, oh, I'll just like get home, have some breakfast, and then start skiing with Alvar. Then it's like done, and then
I already had lots of location on, right?
yeah, he already done like an hour of skiing by the time I got home. So you started like 5:30.
No. I think I set alarm like 6, but I woke up like 5:30. I didn't start skiing that early at all. I think I started at 6:30 or 6:45 or something.
Nah.
Yeah.
Because we were in the car driving to the train station, and you had already started skiing.
It was past 6 for sure. That I know. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, it was early.
A matter of minutes.
But
Yeah.
to sum that whole thing up,
You're
this
another.
you're another. But like your philosophy, like the last year at least, has been to kind of like train at. Is it fair to say to train as much as you can handle? Not as much as you can, but as much as you can handle.
Yeah, like the philosophy has been like the past 4 years, because I've missed so many years of good training compared to
Yeah.
all of like Norwegians or the rest of the best. And then, like until end of this season, I always plan to train a lot and then kind of aim it towards Trondheim. And the philosophy has been like always to be in balance. So like as I'm doing this now as well, I like the lots of skiing in April, like last part of April. It wasn't never like that I like literally bunked in a ski or like just like dragged myself the last like 2 hours, like just okay, I have to go more. I think it was like actually coming like reasonably easy. Not like I got tired, but then I woke up the next day, I was like fresh, and I didn't like force myself to go, okay, now I have to get it. Because when I was planning 150 and it was like a bit bad conditions, I stopped earlier, and that was it.
Yeah, you only did like 8 hours of skiing. It wasn't.
Yeah, but like the point is that it's not like that I like literally go over the line. I just I go hard, as you said, like train hard as much as not I can handle, but I feel like the borderline is that like now I'm actually getting like smashed there.
Because one of the sessions you do frequently, I want to say, is like a 3+3+3, where you just go double pole for 3 hours, then skate for 3 hours, and then run for 3 hours.
Do you not have break? You have breaks in the middle.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What I do once in 4 weeks, like
Every
the
4
preparation. Yeah, but it starts shorter. I start with like 2:15 or something, and then towards like September or something, or August, and I do 3x3. That's the max.
But explain the session then.
So yeah, like put it simple, it's probably like 6 to 9. I do 3 hours, get back, sleep, eat, sleep. Like I have 3 hour break, then I have some snack, go out for 3 hours again, do the same thing, like get
12
back.
to 3.
Yeah, and then get back, eat, sleep, do another 3 hours, and then eat and go to bed. And honestly, I've done like lots of treadmill testing and everything after like these long days as well, like or just like one long session, and my body is responding quite well to long sessions. Not like maybe 9 hours, but like still I did treadmill sessions like 3 days afterwards with like not just resting. I took like easier days, but I still like trained a bit, and I had like pretty good values and everything. It wasn't that I like the treadmill testing I've done is always to check if I'm in balance. And I've never been like you say this straight out fucked.
But I think that's something that Tunset was doing for a while, and I think maybe also Clabo a few years ago.
Clabo a long time ago, I think. It might have been like kind of the idea set in my head from there. I can't like because I remember him doing it, and when last year when I was like putting like some new things I want to try, and then I started doing 3 sessions, I was like, yeah, maybe it was kind of like subconsciously like from there.
I think Tunset was also doing 7 hours in the morning and then 2 hours in the evening.
I think
did Tunset not do that in the year where he got fucked?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Clabo last year, I think that like 5 plus 5.
Oh yeah,
5 running even.
Yeah, but like, did he do that often or just
5 running as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
fucking hell, 5 running is unreal.
but that's like kind of. I think Muzzy and Tunset just like kind of like get together and do like stupid shit like that, and then get a bit fucked.
Together. It's fun.
Yeah, it's it's
kind of challenging sometimes.
Of course, I think it's also like motivating in the training to do like some crazy stuff. Like it's boring to just do like 2 plus 2 every day, but maybe sometimes that's what makes you good.
Yeah, and I still believe that it was definitely not making me worse skier, rather otherwise, because the whole summer and fall when I was doing that stuff, then I was in good shape and everything. But like winter when I wasn't doing, maybe that's the reason why I was shit. So
Yeah, difficult.
Also,
to
you did get sick at a bit unfortunate.
yeah, like that's probably the most likely
Timing.
case as well. Yeah.
And you still train like maybe not these insane sessions, because like I think these are insane sessions. Training 3+3+3 on one day is fucking hard work.
But honestly, one thing I like in my case, I've like kind of like checked it closely as well. If I go one time 6 hours, it probably costs me more than doing 3x3, or at least the same. Because with these breaks, good food, like good diet or like nutrition in between sessions, sleep. Like I wake up the next day, I tried to do even intervals. That was a bit too much. I felt like, okay, the next day the quality of the like fast or race speed session is lower. Drop that. But doing like some speeds the next day and just like easy normal session, that was actually working quite well. And then having like one rest day or something, doing something easy, and then the fourth day going on a treadmill, it was like great.
Yeah, but I think it's also when you do days like that, you just become way more professional in like, now I come home from training, boom, I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to shower, and like you do the stuff so
You're
well.
so effective.
You don't like faff on your phone like you, Mika, like watching TikTok for like 3 hours in the toilet while everybody else is waiting to get into the toilet, and or
TikTok's healthy
into
for
the
you,
toilet.
mate. TikTok's good for you.
Yeah.
Mathieu van der Poel, he watches a lot of TikTok, and he says it helps him a lot.
Okay.
But this thing, like those days, you really think about everything very closely.
Yeah.
Like you go out, you have like everything prepared, like like extra pole tips, or like you just think about like, okay, I have food at this time of the day, or like during the session, and then you get back, you have everything. The day before, you just plan everything.
Do you know, like, okay, talking of planning everything, this dude is actually an absolute nerd. You know, he sharpens his tips for the roller skis when he comes back from the session. Like like normal people, they like sharpen their tips before they go out skiing.
And they do it like every fifth session, maybe.
This dude does it after the sessions. What a
and it takes
nerd.
30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds per one pole tip. And then you know that next time you're going out, you're meeting someone, you don't have to like look for a sharpener, or you are always ready to go.
Yeah, but like this is not like, we're not criticizing you. Like this is a very freaking good habit.
Yeah.
It's just a bit like adult. It's just a bit like we're just kids fucking around.
Yeah.
and doing all sorts of very immature shit. And then
Well, I do that too, I think so.
but like you're like super well organized in everything you do. It's like even walking into your apartment, like, good, you're living together with Sevis. When Sevi's around a lot,
Takes it down a bit.
it takes it down a wee bit. But like all your stuff is like, even when you walk into your room, all your glasses, they're like perfectly aligned. It's like all the books that you have, they're like perfectly aligned. I think it's just like
OCD?
It might be that as well.
could be, but I think it's also like just the way somebody is. I think that's just the way you are, that you're like, and I think this is gonna, like, no matter if it's skiing or anything else in life after, but it's gonna definitely help you to get like super far because you're so well organized. You always know if you need something, where it is, how to find it, when to find it. Whereas I get home from training, I put off my clothes, go shower, I just throw my clothes somewhere, and then I go out for afternoon session. My clothes are still freaking wet because I didn't hang them up to dry properly. My shoes are still wet from the rainy session last week. So it's like, this is a good thing, but it's just, a bit.
Yeah, I think I've always been like
That's what I'm saying. He's just making us look bad all the time.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Alvar.
No, I don't think I've always been like that, but it's just, maybe it comes with years. Yeah. So you have
He has
lots
a
of
few
years.
years. He has a few years to older than us. So.
Quite a lot of head.
But you're 30 now.
Yeah.
What's your, just asking straightforward, what's your future plan? Like, are you going to ski for long? Are you going to, like, do it a couple more years? Or are you going to quit after the season? Or what's your long-term plan? And what do you want to do after skiing?
So the goal has always been Trondheim. And like I think mostly...
Why Trondheim?
Because, okay, I think the story, like, if I moved to Norway 2020, is like, I was so far behind. I was like already 26 years old. I was so far behind, like training, results, everything, like knowledge. And then like the coaches, we sat down and we were like, I remember they were saying that, yeah, if you start training now, then like realistically, it's like a build up. Like you can't expect results like the first year. It was the Oberstdorf World Champs coming up. You can't expect results there. So you have to take a longer term. And like realistically, you can talk about 4 or 5 years. And well, there was no championships this year. So the Trondheim, obviously, like being in Norway is a big thing anyways. And that's how it just seemed like a good goal to aim for. Obviously, like it's a matter of finance as well. Like after the Beijing season, I wasn't sure if I can put finances together again. I managed that. Now it's been like surviving, doing like exactly, or I can do exactly what I need to do with the budget I have because I have to put it together. Or so far, it's been like 100% on my own personal sponsors. And so Trondheim, that's been the project. The sponsors are keen to follow me towards that. Like so far, I still have to work on some things, but after that, it's just I can't say it because it's depending how it's going and so on.
What's the will? Because of course it depends on the finances and so on.
Yeah,
But
the
like,
will is at least Trondheim.
Let's say you have a good season next year, like not necessarily podiuming in Trondheim, but like still you have a like decent season, decent results. Let's say you have your best results next year.
Yeah, like I would still want to do the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's still like back of my head for sure.
You've done Beijing.
Yeah.
Have you done Pyeongchang?
No. That was a story back there as well. But that's a long story. It's just being in the US as well, and But anyways, I did not go to Pyeongchang, and I did Beijing, and then it will be nice to do the Olympics as well. But yeah, as we talked about, it's always not so easy.
Yeah, but like let's say you manage all your things, like you manage finances, you manage being in decent shape, and you're like, I don't know, Alvar in 2026, you're 33 years old, 32 years old. What's next?
It's a good question because like so far everything like moving to other countries and so on has come like out of blue. So I've kind of have belief that like you can't really plan everything ahead because those things just like happen. But
in other words, he just wants to get a Norwegian bird and then stay living in Norway.
I could fully support that.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to stay in either ski world or sports, and like education, taken the career and everything kind of points that direction. Already been coaching, like that's some part of my budget as well. I think
Waxdeck.
For
the Austrian team.
That's what Mika suggested recently. But
I can't speak for the Austrian Ski Federation, but I will speak for myself. You do have the offer to be a Waxdeck on our team.
So should we put like temporary or like just some contract on the table already? And
you're the organized guy. You make sure everything's organized. I'll sign it.
Backup option.
That's because actually I think that's actually a massive plus when you're a Waxdeck, being like super well organized.
Yeah.
So it's a career path for you, mate. You've got you haven't got it sorted out for you, but we've got it sorted out for you. It's Norwegian bird and then becoming a Waxdeck for the Austrian team.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Sounds like it. Yeah. No, but I think the Waxdeck could be like the way out. But I feel like the coaching and kind of performance part is kind of that attracts me.
A bit more interesting, I think.
A bit less like craftsmanship, a bit more like thinking, strategy
and like those testings and how to get better and just basically just like numbers and everything.
Because waxing skis, of course, there's like a lot of like especially classic, a lot of like knowledge to it and know how to do it, but it's mainly it's like you can have the best tester, you can have the best waxer in the world, but like if he doesn't have people to test for him.
Yeah.
So waxing is just working hard.
Trial and error all the time.
Just work a fuck ton, work hard. But it's not super like it's not.
Sophisticated, or
yeah.
what's the word?
Yeah.
I think a lot of wax sticks would disagree with that.
No, it is definitely very like it's like.
Yeah, but it's like just on the race weekend, and that's about it. But, like, let's say you're actually a wax tech, like a full-time wax tech, season's done. There's not so much thinking going on until the next season. Like there is a bit, there's a wee bit, and
because the performance and coaching, that's like never-ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Process.
Exactly.
Technique and so on. It's just like the complex thing, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the wax sticks that are listening to us.
No,
but
that's nothing.
That's not a bad thing. I didn't
yeah.
say, like it's
No,
a
but
hard
I think
job.
they do also like organize stuff in the summer and then go do
Yeah, but
testing,
but there's a
testing in
difference.
Shushan, testing in Oberhof,
But there's a difference in organizing stuff and testing skis, or being like, right, fuck, I have this athlete and he's really freaking talented, but he's not responding the way I want. What am I doing wrong? What is he doing wrong? What is he not telling me that I'm doing wrong? It's like,
yeah,
Jimmy, just you who's putting wax decks in a bad light here, because that's not what you're saying here.
that's not at all what we're
okay,
saying.
that's just the feeling I had.
Like,
Yeah,
actually, on every race weekend, I just leave all the coaches at home. I don't need any of the coaches on a race weekend. Just give me wax techs. That's the only thing I need on a race weekend, because they work fucking hard. And it's on a race weekend, it's them that can make the difference, not the coach that can make the difference. It's like if he's shouting "Heya, heya" or "Hop, hop, hop," it's like I don't care. Yeah, good for you.
And the wax decks can give splits as well, so.
Yeah, wax decks can split as well. So
Yeah.
it's like on every race weekend, just like leave me all them coaches at home and give me more wax decks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very true.
Yeah.
I'll bring some physios as well.
Oh man, get some physios. Yeah. I don't know if we should go into that topic.
Yeah.
I think this is a good pod.
Yeah. Right, mate. You've got one session, one place with two people.
Don't say Mika and Jimmy. Be honest.
Yeah.
That's a classic question. I should have maybe thought about it.
Yeah.
One session. Just rephrase it again.
Mate, you know the drill.
Yeah, but like
one session, one
person.
place with two
Okay.
people. Who are you choosing?
I would say it has to be a session in the US. Sunny Colorado, uphill, classic, can be easy, tough session. And I would say a good training buddy of mine, Magnus Bö. Yeah, like classic uphill intervals, left hand canyon, that's called, I think, 6 by 10 minutes. That's
With
good.
Magnus Bö.
Yeah, good tanning as well in the sunshine in Colorado. And also,
who's the second person?
it has to be two person. Okay.
Can be a coach. Can be somebody that's
Can
just
be a
watching.
Norwegian chick.
Be a blonde Norwegian chick.
A Norwegian chick then.
Yeah, just like regular Norwegian girl.
Just shouting, "Hiya,
Yeah, cheers.
hiya."
Yeah, cheers, giving splits there.
Yeah.
Or I could just say battle with Jimmy and Catchy.
Yeah, that's true.
Spence.
That's not that's just a regular thing. It's
That's
not,
regular thing,
Nothing
yeah.
special. But okay, I'll give you another question then.
Okay.
That's a special because I just thought of it. If you were not allowed in one country in the world, and it would be either the US or Norway, which one would you choose? Like you would not be able to go in that country for the rest of your life.
Not able, it will be the US.
US.
Yeah.
You'd
Because
go all in for Norway.
yeah, I guess how often am I actually? All right, I'm more often in the US than average European probably, but it's still like, yeah.
Even if you were like living in Estonia, like coming from Estonia,
Yes,
yeah,
I
you
would say so. 'Cause, yeah.
So you don't like the US?
No, exactly.
But this is maybe something we should actually hop in on because we haven't talked about it yet. You still go to the US quite frequently.
Yeah, so I've been there, I think, since I graduated, except for 1 year COVID. I think the first year when I was in Norway, I didn't go there in the fall. I've been there always in altitude camp. I think it's the best camp of the year for me, and always very good setup and very good training. Plus, there's been some extras as well, like, for example, this year racing and Yeah, it was before moving to Norway, and I was there in the spring for a few months as well.
Yeah, it's just really good for training in Colorado.
It is very good. Like October when it's like rainy and wet here and cold, and it's just like you go there, you just go the tarps off and roller ski and run, and it's very good. I don't know better place for training actually, like some dryland training.
Okay, crazy. Wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, and the altitude plus is as well.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. That's mostly why you go.
Yeah, this is only why I go, because I live close to 2,000, and most trainings are starting from 1,600 meters, go up to 2,400, and then I take 1 week at living at 2,600 meters, going up to trainings to have peak. Closest peak is like 4,000. So,
is it? But like at 2,600 meters, is it?
It's
a cabin. Or
it's a cabin that belongs to the coach, and it's like 1.5 hour drive from Boulder. So
and there's like roads and stuff for training there.
Yeah, it's super great roller skiing as well, and running, and like for a week it's actually super nice. But Boulder has better facility, like they have a roller ski treadmill, and I can train with the team and go to lunch there even. Use the recovery pools, and even if I was like not last time, but 2 years ago, I got injured in my shoulder a bit, or like something was wrong. Then I got like just went to the physios there, and just like basically like better support than I have throughout the whole rest of the year.
Cool.
I think this is a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell us?
No, I don't think so.
Meek is a bell end.
Yeah, I should have prepared some questions for you. Like, that could be fun, actually.
That's true. That could have caught us unaware.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe I can
you didn't think about the questions though, so
he's not that well prepared. He's not that well organized, actually.
Yeah,
unreal. He's a bit of a
that's the conclusion.
Maybe he'd be a shit wax tank, actually.
Yeah, so you dropped that contract offer, right?
Yeah, right, mate. It's done. You're not in the team anymore.
Off the table.
Off the table.
Right.
Thanks for joining in, mate. It was a good chat and interesting to hear about all the differences in training and how
you guys
been growing up in Estonia.
Let us know what you thought about the podcast. Leave us a review. Leave us a rating if you liked it. Please don't leave us a rating if you didn't like it. Follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcast or whatever your preferred platform of listening to podcasts is, and hope you guys tune in again next time.
Yeah, and like all the ones that are not training yet, like mate, just get out and train. It's like training season's in full stance. So you have to go for it. Like, what the fuck?
If there's one thing I wasn't expecting for this podcast, was it Jimmy to give pep talk to all the skiers around the globe.
Yeah, but you have to though.
Right, this is it. Your #1 Nordic skiing podcast out.
Cheers.